Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Wanted to thank you for stopping by the Jewelry by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video, and we'll talk soon.
Well, hey family, happy Saturday. This is Darlene. I'm sitting here making another link chain. I was going to sit here just quietly and make one because I've been working on other product like pretty much all morning, taking pictures and adding those to a couple of different websites. And I do have a new website that I just got approved for and to sell wholesale. So I have been working on product for that website and then taking pictures and, doing descriptions and all that good stuff. So now I'm just working on product for that website. And I was thinking I want to go ahead and do a lot of the link necklaces for that particular website. So that's what I'm working on now. Not sure how many I'm going to put on there, but I'm put enough of them on there. So I want the product on there to be not as many. I'm going to put bracelets on there too, but not. I don't want to put as many bracelets like what I do on Fair. So I want the product to be different than it is on Fair and the other websites that I sell on. I'm going to buy some 16 gauge wire because I want the wire to be a little thicker for the link necklaces. 18 is not bad, but I want to go with some the thicker wire because I'm the amount I'm going to charge for the necklaces on there. So all I'm doing now is working on linking, and then I'm using the cow print, black and white cow print beads. You know what? Let me put it on this side. Let me put a purple one on this side. So using the cow print beads, and then I'm going to mix with these little turquoise beads, and then probably some other charms, and then just go from there. Try to make as many as I can today. It's a quiet day for me, and that was my plan, to just do what I'm doing. I've been up since early this morning, just trying to get a lot of stuff done. And, anytime you're selling on platforms and stuff, you like to try to keep, especially if it's a new platform, you try to make sure you have enough inventory. And this one is a wholesale inventory, and it's connected to some trade shows. So the trade shows, the retailers that buy at these trade shows that they have every year, and they've been doing these trade shows for over 100 years. So the retailers that generally come to their trade shows and also buy from their platform at places like I saw Nordstrom's on there. I saw Nordstrom's, Target, Walmart, like all the stores that buy off of their website, their wholesale website, as well as they attend their trade shows twice a year. And then that's the whole thing about wholesale. If you want to get found, those are like the platforms to be on, those wholesale platforms, because that's where they're buying from. If they're not buying at trade shows, they're buying off of these wholesale platforms, credible wholesale platforms. And you got to be out there, you got to be seen, you got to be visible, if you're trying to grow. And I understand a lot of people are not trying to go any further than what they're doing. And that's good stuff. And don't ever think that I be judging folks or talking down to people that just love making jewelry and they're not wanting, to do anything more than just it being not a habit, but a hobby or, something they just enjoy doing. If that's what you enjoy doing, that's good stuff. And I'm, and I don't be wanting to sound judgmental or anything. And that is not my point when I say things. But I do know there's a lot of people that are trying to, wanting to elevate. And they're wanting to elevate and turn what they're doing into a nice, sustainable, small business. A small business that can grow into something big, possibly. But that does start small. Not unless you're inheriting something, that's already built up. But no judgment from me, you know. So this is what we're doing. We're just doing the linking, and this takes most of the time, just putting these together to be able to link them. And then whatever you want them to look like, pretty much, so that you can link. They're going to be about 18 inches. And I was looking at the time. I'm like, man, it's already 11 o'clock. I've been up since probably about 5:30 or 6. I want to say more like 5:30ish. And when you're excited about something, you can't sleep. You'd be like, you know what? Let me go on and get up. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get up and just start working on stuff. And I was like, nah, let me get some rest. So I did lay down and slept a couple more hours, and then I was like, let me go ahead and get up, because you got that excitement. You want to get up and make some stuff and do some things, and it's the excitement. So all I'm doing now is linking these, and then making sure that I am closing them nice and tight, the wire. And then we're just going to link, and then once we link, we are going to turn this into one of the charm necklaces. I did a video the other day, and I'll link that one, showing that particular link necklace that I did. So this is what it's going to end up looking like, and this one is going to be the cow print. And they don't take much to make, not at all. Just got to figure out which beads you want to use and just go from there. I already like the way that looks. Just link together. And then I wanted to add some color in there too, so that's how I went with those little flat wood beads. And then I'm hungry. I'm not sure what I want to eat. I got some shrimp in there, and what I was thinking I wanted to do was cook me some quinoa, and then put some of that shrimp on there, and then make me a nice little sauce, and pour that sauce on there with some shrimp. Oh yeah, I like that. And then cut up some bell peppers and, oh, I think I'm gonna do that. That sounds good, just saying it. Okay, and then we're just gonna put a couple more. Make sure our round part here is pretty big. Make sure it's closed good. I know there is a tool that you can use that make perfect rounded parts. And I think I said that a couple of times. I don't like to use certain tools that make things absolutely perfect, because for me, I like it to look handmade. I like it to have like some imperfections. I like it to look like it was literally, whatever I'm making, literally like it was handmade. And it's something about that, like, closing the wire on the ends, like this, and it's not a perfect round part. It's just something about that for me, to me. That's even like with the custom charms that I make. how when I hoop it, turn it over and then close it off like that. I just like the way it looks. It just looks more handmade to me. Like it's not perfect. It feels like it's hot outside. I'm not sure if it is or not. I didn't even look outside. I just came in the room in my workspace and been here ever since. I stopped for a minute to make me a pot of green tea with some turmeric and ginger. A little, oh, I forgot to put my lemon in it. Ginger, turmeric, green tea, and then I put just a little bit of cayenne pepper because I like it. Just a little bit of cayenne pepper in it. And then I use water from the bottle, so I pour the water out of the bottles, and then once the tea cools off, I refill the bottles, and then I put it in the refrigerator. I also add a little bit of lemon. I mean not lemon, but honey. I add a little bit of honey, and then I put them all back and put them in the refrigerator, and then that way they're already pre-made. So anytime I wanna drink one, they're already made. So it ends up being about maybe 8 or 9 bottles that I'll make. Okay, and then we're gonna clip this one. And this is pretty quick. It don't take too long to make this. And the first time it might take you time because you're trying to figure it out with the linking and all that kind of stuff. But if you make enough of them, you'll go through them fairly quick. Because I think the other video that I made might have been almost an hour. And that was basically linking, deciding what I was going to use and which beads and all that good stuff. So the more you make something, the faster you get. And then that's how that looks. And then that's what we want. We've got another 3. We're going to go ahead and link these. And we're going to, next to me, let me see, south of me, there is a senior tower. There's a senior building, where senior citizens live. And then that's south of me. And then north of me, maybe about a block and a half, is an actual hospital. So I kind of hear ambulances a lot. That's really cool already, right? Oh, this is going to be real jazzy. Okay. So we are going to finish with these. And I'm surprised the days that I don't hear an ambulance. Because it's pretty much almost every other day. So we're going to go ahead and put this right there. Got to make sure it's all the way closed. Let me see if I can use this one. If I got enough wire on this one then. To be able to put something on here maybe. Might be able to put smaller hole, but I should be able to get away with it. So let's see. Let's see if I can. And I'm making the hoops bigger because I'm going to be hanging the charms on them. So I gotta have some space to be able to do that. So this should work. And I forgot it was Memorial Day weekend. My birthday is on Sunday. And you would think I would remember Memorial Day weekend because my birthday is the day before it all happens. So my day is on the 25th, Sunday. And I got a whole day, well, my people got a whole day planned. You know what? I would disappear on everybody. I love the way that looks already. Could be because it's the cow print, but I just love this already with all the different color and stuff. But they already got a day plan for me and stuff. And some of them been already calling and saying, like, what you want for your birthday? And I always tell them, you guys already know what I want. Either buy me beads or give me a gift card to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or just cash at me. And I'll be telling them, the cash app. Because I really don't need anything. They were saying, well, do you want to? My sister called and said, well, I'm getting you a birthday gift. You want a foot spa? And I was like, no, I already got, thank you, but I already have a foot spa, and I think I've used that maybe twice. So I said, no, that'll be a waste of your money, so don't do that. And she said, okay, well, I'm glad I called you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you called me too. And then I have to tell them, if you're going to give me anything, you can just give me, you can give me a gift card to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or just cash at me. And I'll get me some, I'll go on a bead shopping spree or something. So that'll be cool stuff. And that's probably what they're going to all end up doing too. And then they want to take me out to eat and like all that other kind of stuff. So I'll see, if I want to go. Because they'd be like mad at me. What you mean you don't want to go? I'm like, I already have my whole day planned. And then a lot of times I just want to be at home creating. Like now, just trying to get everything ready for the new website, the new wholesale platform. So I just want to come home after service tomorrow. And then depending on how I feel, I might go with them. And then come home and then work on some more stuff. Try to get a whole lot of necklaces done. The link necklaces. So the link necklaces are basically going to be a new collection released on on the new platform. And I get you guys probably get that too, though, like a lot of invitations for different things, even like to sell in person and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to do exactly what I'm doing, like sell wholesale online to retailers. That is my goal. I'm not trying to be outside. And there's nothing wrong with selling outside and going to events and doing that type of stuff. But at some point, that's not what you want to be doing. Well, I don't want to be doing, and I'm not going to be doing. So I try to do everything that I can to not have to be doing that, like packing up, going out. Now I'll do an event like kind of here and there if it's worth it. If it's something I've done before, and I know that it was profitable, that's good stuff. But not just to be, it's a regular flow for me. It's just too much work. And then sometime, you'll be paying that money out and you barely make it back, or if you make it back. And it can be like your target market too. But people may not be spending money, or for whatever reason, you might make some money and it might be just like what you spent to get there. And then that's not the whole point, just to make what I spent to get here. The idea is to, make more than I had to pay. So I don't know. Shoot, I remember the days way back when, doing all these shows out and about. That's when I was really selling the leather and suede jewelry. And it was people that was out there too. They were, I remember a lot of older people, like they have been doing that stuff for like years. And I just remember thinking that I'm not trying to be doing this all up into my 60s and 70s. I'm like, mm-mm. But remember, back then it was different. It wasn't social media and, everything like it is now. And then a lot of those people have since stopped selling at events and stuff. Just remember when COVID came. And when COVID came around, once you're out of the habit of packing everything up and doing that whole grind, it's hard to get back into that grind. Oh, I don't want to be packing stuff and going out, especially if you're senior or seasoned in years. You're not trying to be doing all that, because once you get out of the habit of doing it, you're not trying to get back into the habit of doing that. So a lot of those people that have been out there for years are definitely not out there anymore. And I know a couple of people. They got websites now and, trying to make the online situation happen. And it's a lot of learning, because I talked to a couple of people. It's a lot of learning. And the thing with that is some people don't want to learn. Some people don't want to know how to do it. They want somebody else to do it, but they want the benefits from it. And I'd be like, I can't do that for you. I mean, you got to figure that stuff out on your own. And I'll ask people sometime too, do you got grandkids? Do you got kids? Do you got anybody that can help you to try to figure around the learning curve? Got to be somebody somewhere, because these kids they almost better, well, shoot, just about as good as I am when it comes to electronics and online stuff. It got to be somebody somewhere that can help you out, you know? Got to be somebody somewhere that can help. But it's a lot to learn. I know that much. It is a lot to learn with the online situation. It's a lot to learn. But once you learn it, it's good stuff. Very beneficial. And then that's like online presence. People would not be sending me invitations for these 100-year trade show situations, if I didn't have an online presence. So that's the only reason why I get invitations, because they're finding me online. And they're finding online Jewelry by BDK just kind of everywhere. And then when they're finding Jewelry by BDK, it's quality. So you can't just put anything out there. It has to be quality and consistency. You got to be consistent. It's a lot of work, though. It ain't overnight either, but it's a lot of work. All right, so we got our little link. Got our little link. Holler. So let's put this one on here. I feel so hot. It must be terribly hot outside. And maybe it could just be me. Oh, I'm hungry too. I have to go in here and make me something to eat. And it's already 11:30. And that's well, no, well, yeah. Because I usually don't get hungry until about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And it's only 11:35 right now. And I was going to say it could be because I've been up so early, but that's not right, because I'm usually up early all the time. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. Maybe I'm just hungry. And then when I think about it, I didn't, the last time I ate yesterday was, ooh, it was like real early. I had made me a couple of fish tacos. That's nice. I had made a couple fish tacos, and then that was afternoon yesterday, and then yesterday evening I make the overnight oatmeal, and I make it in mason jars. So one of the ones that I made, it's the overnight oatmeals, and I put some peaches, like canned peaches. Put some canned peaches in there, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of honey, and I use almond milk. So I did eat some of that last night, and that could be why I feel hungry, because I didn't eat a whole meal. Just ate a little bit of that oatmeal. And I tend to keep that in the refrigerator, that and that chia pudding. So like if I need to snack on something, or if I'm a little hungry, I'll eat that. Like if it's between meals or something. And I just feel, because I don't like to force myself to eat. I know I was having a conversation with one of somebody that I know, and she was saying her and her husband was watching some type of program where the guy was talking about what to eat, and that you should eat in the morning and all this other kind of stuff. And I was saying to her, I can't eat like that. I can't force myself to eat. So for me to eat in the morning, that would literally be like forcing myself to eat, because I don't be hungry in the morning. Oh yeah, that's real nice already. Look. And I was telling her that that would be forcing myself to eat, because I just don't be hungry like that. And then when I am hungry, and it's not even hungry. It's not even hungry. So I'll eat a little bit of something. I don't force myself to be eating a whole bunch of anything. Oh, this is what I was going to do. I wanted to. I'm going to do I got enough with this wire? Let's see. Let's see something. Because I wanted to close it. Oops. So we're going to make that one big hoop. And then we are going to put, what colors do we have on the ends right here? Let's do the red. Yeah, I don't like to force myself to eat. And then we'll do this, because what I want to do with the end of this, I'm not going to hoop it like I do the rest of it like this. I want to just take it like I normally close it off, like take it like this, because this is where the jump rings are going to go. So I'm going to just close it off like this on this end. And then I'm going to do the other side same way. But she was saying, well, the doctor was saying that. And I was like, well, you do know them doctors don't know everything, right? So this is how I'm going to close it off. I don't want the, the rounded part. I want it to have like the closed up end like I normally do. And my whole thing, it's like whatever your body says is what, we should be listening to. And if my body say it's not hungry, my body's just not hungry. I just don't believe in forcing myself to eat. Okay, so this is what I want. I'm going to put one more on here. Or, I'm not going to put one more. I'm going to take this one off. And then I'm going to close it off the same way I did this side. So we'll take this one off. And then we're going to have to just cut this off. And I think that is what, be the situation a lot of times. Even growing up, we made to eat. Like, don't throw that food away. You better eat all that food. It's like, well, wait a minute. I don't even want all this food. I'm not hungry. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's probably why I took it off, because this is how it opens. And we're going to do this one the same way. So we're going to go ahead, roll it. And then we're going to go ahead and beat it up. And then we just going to take it like I do, pinch it, roll it down like that. And then we want to close it like this. So we're going to put that little extra on the end of it. Cut that little extra off. And then go ahead and just close it down on there. And just as fast as I hear the ambulance, I don't hear it anymore. And sometimes I can hear them like back to back. I mean, like back to back. And I hear them a lot, like around the beginning of the month. And I'm like, okay, is that because people, you know, like get their money around the first of the month and they're drinking or doing something? Because I'm like, that don't even make no sense. But it's usually a lot around the beginning of the month. And I'm like, I hope them seniors are fine, because all right, so we are going to put this one here, and then that's how we got the top closed. And we're going to go ahead and put this one on here, and then what we're going to do is go ahead and start putting our charms on it. Two jump rings, and then we are going to put and because this has a small hole, I can only use one jump ring to close it off. I wish I could use two, because I like using two, but I messed up when I bought these. Wasn't paying attention to how big that hole is. Let's see, because usually I'll take two if the hole is big enough, and then I'll put two on there, and that secures it even more. But in this case, it's only one, so this is why I would use the 16 gauge wire, because the 16 gauge wire is thicker, and because I can only use one jump ring on this closure, I would want the 16 gauge wire because it's more secure and it's thicker. This is not bad, but you know, as long as I'm closing it real good. But I like stuff to be nice and secure. Okay, and also what I could have did to make, and I'm getting ready to do that, to make this jump ring even more secure, to make this closure even more secure, is to close it off on the wire. And that's what I'm getting ready to do, because I want it to be really secure. So I'm going to take this apart, this one right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to close that off. I'm going to take this jump ring off, because I want it to be nice and secure on there. So I'll just go ahead and take this one apart. So let's take it apart, and then we're just going to redo it. Alright, so all we're going to do is go ahead and do our round part on the end. Okay, we got that closed. And then we're going to go ahead and put our red back on here. Put that back on here. Put our big 20 millimeter bead back on here. And we're going to go ahead and put that on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bend it like that. And I'm going to take the closure and put the closure on there like that. Okay, and you can see that's on there. And then all I'm going to do is take the wire and wrap that wire around like that. So I'm going to take my pliers though and hold. And then just wrap this around. And then that's what I want. And then we're just going to go ahead and close that wire on here. Let me use this right here. And then this part, I'm going to take it and just roll it in. And then close it down. And then this is how we got it. That's more secure. And I know that's not going to come off now because it's hooked all around like that. Now, I'm just going to take this side. And then that's my whole thing, one thing secure. So every link necklace that I make going forward, that's how I'm going to put the closure on. And then we'll make sure the links are closed nice and tight. And then this is how it is. So you can see the back. And that's real secure. I could even, I'll do that even with the jump rings. So the next necklace I make, in fact, you know what? Oh yeah, because these are like this either way it go. It's just a closure. So if these jump rings didn't have the closure part on it, I can do that on this too, but they're jump rings. But that's how that's going to look. And then this one is a little bit longer. Oh my goodness, it's hot. So this looks like it is about 20, this is about 22 inches. So it's longer than 18 inch, and that's fine. And what we're going to do, oh, I don't have a nail on the back here. We're just going to start putting our charms on here. That is really cool, right? Just with that whole cow print situation. That's really nice. I like that. And I like it like this, just without charms on it. But I'm going to do them with, make them with charms on them. And we are going to start with, where's our charms at? We got a whole bunch of charms. Let's put some of these up right here. Get them out my way. And see, all these little small beads came in handy to be end pieces for these big holes, these 20 millimeter beads. Okay, and we're gonna start putting some stuff on here. Let's see what we're gonna do. We got a whole bunch of charms. And then I got a lot over here. Alright. And we are gonna start putting some charms on here. And you know what I think I'm gonna do? Hold on, I'm gonna use some smaller jump rings. That way they close closer to the necklace. And I'm gonna probably put two charms to a jump ring. Make sure it's closed. And this is some 16 gauge wire right here. Thicker and a little bit harder to close. And you can see how that's starting to look already. And I think even got a leather bead, leather charm. We're gonna put one of these on here. This one probably needs a little bit more charm on it. Okay. And you can make them as full as you want, like around here. As full as you want, so it'll look nice and full. Yeah, and use 16 gauge wire for the jump rings, so that way they're more sturdy. You can use 18 if you want to, but so I'm gonna just do it once around and then come back if I need to fill it again. And I like these big old tokens. This one will be right here at the bottom. I like the token at the bottom. And then I'll put a little bit more. And I think I'm going to do it like here and then across here, and then we just have it at the bottom, not around the neck part. Oops. Oh shoot, that fell. And you can do this with a lot of custom charms. Like you see, these are custom charms that I made using wire and then extra beads, like leftover beads. And this 16 gauge wire is pretty thick. Oh yeah, so either way, it's going to take about an hour. So I'm at 51 minutes now, and it wasn't a lot of time like taken away from me putting together the necklace. So either way, one of these is going to probably take you about an hour or so to make because of probably the linking, which takes the most time. And I'm going to put one right here. Then that way it's across. They start equal across. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so that's about the same. But then when I'm looking at it, okay, so as I'm looking at it, I do need one right here. So let's do one more because I want them to be equal. And then I'll let you guys see in a sec. And you can see the cooler the charms are, the cooler the necklace is going to look. So do I need one more right here? So 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, wait, let me see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, that's about right. Okay. And then, oh, I like the way this looks. And I'm thinking if I want to put some more charms or just kind of leave it, I'm going to let you guys see where I stopped off at with the charms. This one, I'm going to have to turn it around. Okay, put it on this side. And then you got an idea about what it looks like as a charm necklace. And this is just a little longer. I really, really like these. I mean, I just really like these. This is like just a really cool necklace, right? I really like the way these look. Like, these are just really jazzed. Really, really jazzed. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a pair of earrings or not. I'll think about it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to just do the necklaces. And then this is how they are going to look. So you guys let me know what you think. And I am going to be making some more of these today. And oh yeah, I really love this. And if you make them, make sure you use the 16 gauge wire so that the charms will be more secure on here. Because 18 gauge is good, but it's a little bit more flexible than the 16 gauge. 16 gauge is a lot tougher, a little bit more durable. And then also on the ends right here, not unless you close it off with some really strong jump rings. Try to close them off like this, or really however you want to close them. And even if you had some jump rings that are welded closed, that would even be cool too, to close them off. And then that way, that's even more secure, because the amount, money that I plan to charge for this, I want it to be, like really secure. And then that's my whole thing. The platform that I'm making all these new pieces for, I know the retailers that are buying on there. I know who they are because they give you a list. They say, hey, these are attendees. These are the people that buy, retailers that buy, da, 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 da. So if I know that Bloomingdale's or Nordstrom's or Target or all the, I think it was Lord and Taylor and like all these different stores buy off of that platform, and when they attend these trade shows, why would I not put a product on there that is equal to what they generally charge for a product in their store? I mean, it'll be a decent wholesale price, but yet it's going to be a significant wholesale price. First of all, because of their creativity, and then second of all, because of the market that they serve, right? So that's another thing. And then that's why I'm thinking with the necklaces, if I want to make a pair of earrings to go with it, and I probably will, something that's kind of junky, like with just charms, so that the charms will match the necklace. Or even if I had, not the yin yang, because everybody is not into the yin yang, but maybe I thought I had a black and white, like this bead right here, like even do another, use 2 of these beads and make a pair of earrings, and then maybe have some charms dangling from them or something. Like something, I'll figure out what I want to do with it, if I want to make earrings or not. But anyway, this is the necklace. You guys let me know what you think. Darlene Knight for Jewelry by BDK. And I hope everybody is having a really good Saturday so far. And guess what? We'll talk.